So tell us your name and where you're from.
Okay, I'm Andee Joyce, Oregon. I am originally from New York.
Ah, so what dreams or goals do you have for your life?
Well, I'm working on a novel, actually. I think autistics are way underrepresented in fiction writing, and I'm actually in a critique group that has at least one other autistic member in it, and we're all working on novels. And yeah, it's a young adult novel, and right now it's this huge tome of pages that I'm trying to whittle down to acceptable length because you know, my overly compulsive Asperger tendencies mean that I give way too much detail that people don't want to know.
Okay. So what are your dreams for self-advocacy in Oregon?
Well, what I want is for people to be able to get access to things that should be out there for them, and that are very difficult in many cases for autistic adults to access, especially if they don't have people constantly advocating for them. That people just get intimidated by the entire process. Yeah, they get doors slammed in their faces. They give up. It's just really sad. And that goes for anything like voc rehab. Like I'm working on a voc rehab project. We're working on a VR module with the State Commission on Autism Spectrum Disorder, the adult subcommittee. We're working on a voc rehab module to better educate voc rehab workers about autism and about the huge range of us that are out there. Because I mean, we have 3 self-advocates on the adult subcommittee, and we're all very, very different people. So, and that's good. It means that we get, one of us can say, well, I can pick up the phone and call somebody. No, I don't do phones. I don't do phones. So, yeah, it's good to have as many different perspectives on this as possible.
So what does self-determination mean to you?
It means that basically it means that you can ask for help and people will give it to you without trying to take over your entire life.
So why is that important?
Well, it's important because a lot of people, if they're faced between a choice of surrendering control to somebody else or trying to crawl through the mud all by themselves, they'll do the latter, but they don't realize how difficult it's going to be. So there should be some kind of middle ground where you get some guidance for going through the mud puddle that somebody else doesn't take over for you.
So what would your life look like if you didn't have self-determination?
If I didn't, well, I might have. It's like I might have wound up in an institution where people told me when I could go to the bathroom and when I could scratch myself and that sort of thing. I don't think I'd like that very much.
So Andee, you have a job, right? A paid job?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you like about having a job?
What I like about having a job is that, seeing those numbers show up in my bank account every couple of weeks. Feeling like I have a sense of competence and can actually do things.
Mm-hmm. So what does making money do for you?
It means that I don't have to ask permission to do the things that I want to do. It means that it's like I'm not on an allowance where I have to beg somebody for money to buy shoes or something like that.
So what would your life be like if you didn't have a job?
If I didn't have a job? Well, it depends on what I would have instead. If I had some kind of alternate source of income, I could work on my art, and then it wouldn't be so bad. But then again, then my art would become the job. There's like different. It's like one of the things that we're figuring out is that there's different ways. Employability can take on different looks. Like there's one woman I know who's setting up a classic movie cafe for her autistic son to work at because he has encyclopedic movie memory, and this is like the perfect kind of job for him, and they're creating it for him.
Cool.
So Yeah, and I think we really have to open up what can, what does constitute employment for people. Some people, if they had to sit, it's like, and I'm one of them. If I had to sit there, and I tried this, sit there 40 hours a week or more under fluorescent lights with people yammering at you all the time, they'll just have a meltdown. So
Yeah.
there have to be other ways to do this.
Yeah, awesome. All right, thanks a lot.